If you want to enter our new Xbox and PS5 giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment. We'll be picking a subscriber to win out of the comments. WWE releases a number of employees every single year, but in 2020, the year of our Lord and coronavirus itself, that number skyrocketed, with a number of wrestlers and backstage employees being unceremoniously cast aside just a month removed from coronavirus, remind you. There's a real possibility that WWE isn't done letting people go this year, because, you know, they really need the money. I'm The Wicked from Watch WWE, and here's 10 more departures that could still come in 2020. Number 10, Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was great in NXT. He was one of the show's most insufferable characters and had a great run as the NXT champion, slowly turning heel. However, things didn't really work out for him once he made that move to the main roster, as so many people from NXT, especially back then, did. WWE failed to recapture what made him special in NXT, and he quickly ended up becoming enhancement talent. Dallas usually does well with whatever the big dub gives him, but he's never really been given anything past mid-card star. He's trained with Curtis Axel. He was prominently featured as part of the Miztourage, I guess. Dallas, he really hasn't done anything of note since like last November. The promotion released Curtis Axel, and so their tag team's done. It just feels like Dallas has been around for years, yet people would probably be pretty shocked to realize he's 30 and also the Fiend's brother and has almost done nothing.
The turnbuckle's exposed. Oh my goodness! He used the exposed turnbuckle for the championship! Unbelievable! Unbelievable!
Number 9, Jackson Riker. Once the Forgotten Sons made their main roster debut, it immediately looked like WWE was planning to push them to the moon. After a decent run in NXT, the Forgotten Sons were primed for a tag team greatness on SmackDown, and honest to God, they debuted in April of 2020. Alright, the same month all these cuts happened. Can you tell me anything that they've done? Ever? All signs were pointing to a strong run in the tag division, but that fell apart immediately thanks to a controversial tweet by Jackson Riker supporting Trump amid the Black Lives Matter movement and all the George Floyd protests. Jesus, that happened this year too. Riker was heavily criticized by a great number of wrestlers on the roster, and the entire incident resulted in WWE pulling the Forgotten Sons from programming, which resulted in Lucha House Party being featured more prominently on the Blue brand over the last few months. There's been no indication on when WWE intends on bringing the faction or its members back to programming amid reports that the Forgotten Sons may be done for good. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake are significantly younger than Riker and were unfortunate victims of the 38-year-old's tweeting. It's highly unlikely that WWE is going to bring back Riker anytime soon, because fans are probably not going to forget that tweet anytime soon.
Failed to welcome us home with open arms. So we're going to welcome you with closed fists.
Number 8, Tamina. She still goes here? Tamina's been a member of the WWE roster for a good while now, but has rarely been consistently featured as a player in the women's division. She's been pushed like here and there on occasion, but she's never won a title. She's only had one 24/7 championship reign. At the age of 42, Tamina's also one of the oldest superstars in all of WWE, and she's terrible. I don't want to be rude. Yeah, I do. She's bad in the ring, you guys. Not only is she very injury prone, she's pretty much just Nia Jax without the injuring people. She's very much in the twilight of her career in an increasingly bloated women's division. There's just no room for what talent she does have.
You know Sasha's going to have to rely on technique in this matchup because there is no conceivable way Banks can match power with Tamina.
Technique.
Number 7, Dolph Ziggler. He easily could have been a main event player in WWE, but this is WWE, and a couple of poorly timed injuries resulted in them pulling the plug on that push altogether. His Money in the Bank briefcase cash in to win the World Heavyweight Championship, still to this day, I think the loudest pop of all time. He did occasionally get pushed after his concussions, most notably Survivor Series 2014, the whole Sting debut. Ziggler, he never really fulfilled his potential, though. For the last several years, oh, good God. You remember his anti-gimmick gimmick? Ziggler's been consistently great, just used terribly, despite limited opportunities. For the last couple years, it seems like Ziggler could easily be on his way out of the promotion. He's been doing work on stand-up. He's doing stuff on the side. He's opening doors so that he can close the one he's been in for the last decade.
Dolph Ziggler stirring. Dolph Ziggler now.
In the balance.
Ziggler still got something in him.
Number 6, Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke recently signed a contract extension with WWE that'll see her stay with the promotion until 2024, but as Gallows and Anderson proved back in April, that doesn't matter at all. Dana Brooke has the look to be a major star in the promotion, and on occasion, WWE makes it seem like they want to push her. The promotion capitalized on her romance with Batista on Twitter, and she had a pretty great showing at Money in the Bank. She's gotten pretty good compared to how she started back in 2016, even if she did fail to win at Money in the Bank. Unfortunately, Brooke has consistently failed to gather any momentum inside the ring and also just isn't that good on the mic. She's not that great yet in the ring. There's several stars who are just way better in both departments. Vince McMahon's a fan, but the big man can sour on a wrestler overnight, and that spell could be the beginning of the end for Dana Brooke. Number 5, Jinder Mahal. Wow. Jinder Mahal's fall from grace has been nothing short of spectacular since losing that WWE Championship. He became a jobber almost immediately thereafter before injury forced him to the sidelines. He had a brief return and positioned him as a mid-card threat, but he got taken out of action once more due to injury. He gets a contract with the promotion and runs through 2024, but he might not get to stick around nearly as long for a few reasons. Firstly, Mahal's proven himself to be extremely injury-prone, especially since jacking himself up. There's no point in keeping him on the payroll if he's seldom in the ring, and other than that, Mahal's push to the WWE Championship was based on the promotion wanting to tap into that Indian fan base, from the Canadian Italian that they pushed. With the objective achieved and the Indian fans not going anywhere anytime soon, Mahal really has nothing left to offer the company, aside from a 3M band revival whenever Heath Slater was on his way back.
Oh, no. Oh, the Colossus. You got it. Do we have it? You're kidding me.
Number 4, Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin may be a crisp 45-year-old Bill, but he is still as good in the ring as he was when he was 22. As part of the Hurt Business, Benjamin is part of one of the most prominently featured factions in WWE, and honestly, one of the best groups going right now. Even if he never really fulfilled his potential as that main event star he should have been back in the day, Benjamin is one of the most dependable hands in that mid-card. He could slot pretty much any role on the card and put on a great match. However, his time with the promotion could be coming to an end soon. Is Cedric Alexander being shoehorned into the Hurt Business so that Benjamin can take a step to the side? He's easily the most disposable group member right now. He doesn't even feel like that big a deal in the faction itself, mostly staying involved in the 24/7 title picture segments with R-Truth and Akira Tozawa and the Ninjas. His contract goes through 2021, where he's going to be on the wrong side of 40, and I don't know, I think for a group to start out and after just a couple months kick out one of the founding members could really make an impact, and I think Shelton might be the perfect role for that.
1, 2, 3, new champ.
Number 3, Gran Metalik. Gran Metalik has been featured more consistently alongside Kalisto and Lince Dorado in recent months as WWE sought to position the Lucha House Party as a legitimate threat in the tag team division. Even when this Lucha faction was being used to put over Lars Sullivan, their talent was never in doubt. Metalik in particular, definitely the best of the group. He's been given opportunities to prove what he can do on the blue brand, and he's made the most of those chances, especially in that match against AJ Styles. But there's a strong likelihood that he could be out of the promotion before the year's end. Towards the turn of 2020, there were a number of reports stating that Metalik's contract with the promotion was scheduled to end in June of 2020. There's been no updates on him signing any new contracts, but with him still very much on WWE programming, looks like the promotion decided to keep him around. Although in recent weeks, WWE has been teasing a fair share of dissension within the faction, and even if it doesn't happen over the next fortnight, the faction will probably be broken up pretty soon. They've already had quite a run, and with Kalisto recently signing a multi-year contract and WWE teasing a potential character change for Lince Dorado, promotion's already planted seeds for 2/3 of Lucha House Party, but that just leaves Metalik with no direction moving forward, which probably means we know where he's moving forward. Number 2, Lana, as Rusev's manager, the ravishing Russian. That was not Russian. Lana was once one of the most WWE's over characters. Fans loved seeing her on screen and really couldn't get enough of her, but over time, wow, that 180. WWE systematically stripped a character of everything that made it so special in the first place, replacing the cold, calculating Russian with a screechy, annoying knockoff. Her association with Bobby Lashley was a chore and a half to snooze through, and that storyline never even got to arrive at an ending, with Rusev being released by the promotion before it hit a climax. She's proven time and time again she's way better as a manager or valet than a wrestler, and her recent association with Natalya has been a drag to say the least. Lana is just dead weight on Raw. It's a shame considering that fans know just how good she could be, but WWE's response to third-party streaming could play a massive role in her departure from the promotion, as she's relied heavily on platforms like TikTok and Twitch.
No! Bobby Lashley is kissing Rusev's wife!
And number 1, I say it with a tear in my damn eye, Billy Kay. WWE split up the Iconics at a time when the promotion was struggling with its tag teams overall. It was done with the intent of pushing Peyton Royce as a single star for For Vince McMahon reasons, I guess, leaving Billy Kay on the wayside, and the fact remains that Kay needed Royce a lot more than the other way around. And amid reports that the promotion is pulling Kay from programming for a little while, future's not looking so bright for this Australian superstar. WWE's taking her off programming with no plan whatsoever. I'm gonna be so sad if Billy Kay leaves, you guys. And those are 10 WWE departures that will surprise the fans were they to happen this year, or the next year, or maybe even the next one. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and notifications and that bell.